Um, hello. Hello, everyone. Um, just some updates, I guess. Uh, I don't know what you find interesting sometimes. Um, yeah, I think I've been, um, I don't know. I guess you could say I've been like struggling with motivation for a while. Uh, I don't know specifically when it started, really. Uh, I think weirdly it feels like it's always been there this whole trip. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Uh, Maybe specifically staying in one place for a long time or longer than I expect. Um, yeah, and meanwhile, I think about uh, all the kind of like arbitrary things I'm attached to, right? Like, uh, doing, things having to be one way or another way. You know, like, is it important to meet your own expectations? Um, yeah, I don't know. And what is it that you focus on? What is it that you measure? Right? Like, I seem to be fixated on this idea of like leaving at a certain point or not. Um, I kind of have, yeah, I've been looking at like overall motivations for me for like life and for just broader things. I think um the whole traveling thing, I think I care about seeing other cultures more than anything. I think um maybe also seeing nature too. um I don't know if I'm satisfied with the nature part. I was thinking I'd like to uh be in a desert someday. um Yeah, and maybe the culture stuff would be satisfied at some point as well. I think I'm thinking if I just go to Africa and see Africa, I think that's something that um, I feel like I want right now. Then there's something like India. I'm thinking India, Nepal, maybe some of like East Asia, um, East Asia, Southeast Asia, maybe like, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to say I've been watching a lot of like YouTube and anime. Um, about for a little over a month. Um, yeah, I guess that whole thing kind of um, started with, well, okay, for context, I hadn't, sometime in Mexico, I stopped watching uh, YouTube in anime, and I think that's felt healthy. So about a little over a month ago, before, like, part of the reason I started watching YouTube and anime again was because my girlfriend basically broke up with me, and yeah, I don't know. Um, so I just kind of turned to that for numbing, I guess. I was just thinking that there's things like going out in nature and maybe eating food. No, I don't know. Talking to people. Uh, there's things that are like of like lesser intensity, um, but seem to make you happy more or bring you joy more sustainably. Whereas there's other things that are kind of more impactful at first, but then uh, really don't, you know, what you get from them kind of fades over time. But then I think you kind of cling to that initial high a lot. So you end up, yeah, you end up, keep doing it, keep, you're on YouTube or something, yeah. Um, so I think that's one thing I'm thinking of to try to get myself to stop is like telling myself, look, you're not even really enjoying this anymore. Yeah, it's interesting. I do feel this like disconnection to most people's lives. I think I've always had a hard time, um, a hard time, uh, like relating to people and having people understand me. Um, yeah, the YouTube stuff. Um, I don't know. I have a hard time, yeah, relating to people. Yeah, I was just thinking how like even watching like the channels of like different travelers and stuff, like it still feels like in some ways I feel like um like by some metrics I have some deeper experiences. So it just there's like a fear there. It's like, well, who do I relate to? And then there's kind of other cycle tourists, but when I look at them, I don't know. I think I feel uh, pretty dysfunctional. Yeah, just the idea of dysfunctionality is kind of tricky. Um, yeah, I think the whole uh, you know breakup thing is also kind of triggering for that, right? Because I think like that's a big part of it. I think is like feeling um, I feel like I've been broken up with because I'm dysfunctional, or like there was this, you know what it was? It was this perception of um, being pretty. So at first I think, oh, okay, I got broken up with because I was perceived as dysfunctional, and a lot of it was kind of funny because it was like, what, like, uh, I the amount I like push myself and the amount I do, it's like I'm doing like really hard things. Um, but so at first it kind of seemed like a little silly, because I felt pretty functional, and then and then from that point on, I think I felt less and less functional. So it's like it became like almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy or something. Um, so yeah, so that, yeah. Yeah, for the past maybe a couple, like week or two, um, I've also been looking a lot at like um, kind of respect and self-worth in that sense, and kind of as a means of, or pride is another word that's related. So there's this whole idea that pride and shame kind of go hand in hand, and it's really more about like kind of caring about all that stuff and caring what other people think of you. um yeah yeah, I broke down kind of pride and functionality into, well, I was thinking about the beauty of functionality, how there's like an inherent beauty to it. I was thinking how like uh part of why you pursue it is just to kind of see yourself as beautiful and see the beauty in yourself. And I'm like, so there's almost kind of counter arguments to each idea. So for that, there's this. I was thinking like, okay, well, you could be beautiful in that sense, but you don't have to be, right? There's beauty everywhere in the world. Uh, you know, uh, I was thinking of like the actual like functionality aspect of it, and how I guess like respect contributes to that. Like, and I was just thinking like, look, you don't. It just, I don't know. Maybe there's this idea that whatever like you think is functional, and whatever like, and like why do you want functionality? You want, I guess the point is like, you know uh at some point it doesn't bring you happiness, right? At some point you're just overly focused on it and pursuing things. um Anyways, my other point was having, essentially gaining, being beautiful and beautifully functional, having respect, just for the sake of others, pretty much. And that's just kind of, I don't know, like, I think at the end of the day, no one really cares. Um, and, like, it's kind of a method of securing kind of closeness and friendship with people. Um, having respect, I guess. But, like, I don't know. Like, you're fine without it. Like, yeah, like we overemphasize it, I think, and there's like delusion in there. Um, so so I'm saying all this to give you like an idea of like the flavor of thoughts I've been having around that. I guess kind of going back to pride, like I guess the opposite would be like humility, you know. The whole point really is to let go of this obsession of um I don't know, being a certain way, or the beauty of capability of, or the beauty of functionality. um yeah, just thinking so much about like yourself and like qualities of yourself, like, I don't know, at a certain point it's like an obsession. I think I'm someone who tends to like freeze up more when I care too much about something. I don't know if that's always, I think maybe other people, I think something that could be different is like one pushes themselves a lot. um but then that just kind of hurts. I think maybe I'm someone who like would push themselves and then eventually just like avoid the pain instead. But it all comes from like, caring too much about something, I think. Like, you know, um, you can make arguments that like, oh, it's important to care about this or that, but uh, sometimes caring about things that are too arbitrary. I think for sure you can make an argument that caring something about caring about something that's too arbitrary does more harm than good. Uh, but yeah, I just wanted to share some of my thoughts. I know they're like on the incoherent side, but I guess that gives you a more authentic experience rather than me just presenting something that I feel like I have figured out. Um, yeah, uh, yeah. The main idea I think is that yeah, it's this unique kind of travel experience where you kind of travel for a long time and it's yeah, there's this kind of almost sort of sloth that comes about. I don't know. um I was just trying to learn about like symptoms of depression um yesterday, and I don't know, I don't think it quite fits. Yeah. um oh yeah, I did want to say like another way I've been thinking about the whole like functionality thing. I think I started to call myself like a um like a clunky machine or a clunky vehicle. Um so I was thinking vehicle because it's like kind of my body and mind almost. Um Even let's just say the mind. Um it's I don't know. I don't know how you want to think of it. Like maybe like there's a separating the mind into like a part that you control and a part you don't. So like the mind is like your vehicle, right? Um, so it's kind of like this clunky old vehicle, right? That like isn't perfect and you need to repair a bunch, um, and maintain and like look after. But at the same time, it's the only vehicle you got. So like there's this like discomfort with it, right? It's like like I just want a new vehicle, like I just want a new thing. Um, um, this almost like feeling of like being trapped. But like really, you look at it and you're like, yeah, no, it works pretty well actually. Like, could do lots of things. Yeah, yeah.